Hey, what's up, everybody? May 27th, 1949 here, and the Red Sox looking to get back to winning ways. They host the Senators. Senators 14-24 in last place. Red Sox are 21-14, tied with the Indians for second. And here's Eddie Robinson, who fouls one off and takes a ball, 1-1. There's fastball inside for ball two. Chuck Stobbs here starting for the Red Sox, 5.13 ERA, and he throws ball three to Robinson, and he misses again. There's ball four. Robinson takes his base. That brings up Bud Stewart. Stobbs 2-0 in the season and has walked 35 now. Stewart takes the ball low. And there's a bunt, and he missed that one. 1-1. There's a swing and a miss at the curve. 1-2. It's fouled back. Still 1-2. Another foul ball. And that's high and tight for a ball. 2-2 on Stewart. It's swung on over to first base, and Goodman grabs it, goes to the bag himself. Robinson moves up to second. So one away. Here's Clyde Fulmer, and he takes a strike, 0-1. And that's a ball. 1-1 inside and low. That's down low again, 2-1. Little roller down the third base line is Pesky and Stobbs, actually, who again ends up getting that one and throws that one away. That's thrown past Goodman into the dirt and past the stands. Or passed over to the stands, and Robinson scores. Fulmer ends up at second base, so Stobbs gets charged with that two-base error. That brings up Al Evans. It's 1-0 Senators. They don't have a base hit yet. There's a ball to Evans, and then a ground ball over to Bobby Doerr, throws to first. Fulmer moves to third, and there's two away. Here's Al Kozar. Kozar takes the ball off the plate, 1-0. There's the strike in there to him, 1-1. And there's a backdoor slider for a strike. It's 1-2 on Kozar. There's a ball low, 2-2. It's fouled back, still 2-2 on Kozar. Swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes, and that does it for the Senators in the first. And that'll bring up the Boston Red Sox here in the bottom of the first, down 1-0. Haven't given up a hit yet, and it'll be Lloyd Hiddle. Hiddle, with his first start for Washington, as they have an embarrassment of pitchers who can start. Quickly throws three straight balls to Williams. He'll be taking on this one. He takes a strike, 3-1. And there's strike two. Full count now on Ted. That one misses, and so he does get his walk, and that'll bring up Vern Stevens with Williams on at first. This is a familiar sight. Stevens hitting 301, but 349 against lefties, takes a ball and another ball, 2-0. It's ball three high and outside, 3-0 pitch. That's on the inside corner. It's 3-1 on Vern. Popped up behind the plate, out of play. Full count now on Stevens. Throw to first. Williams is back. There's ball four, low and inside, and so that'll bring up Dom DiMaggio. The little professor up there has a 348 average, 449 on base percentage. The slugging percentage, which is always the big one, at 477. He's got 2 home runs already. He's driven in 17, and he loves this type of situation. He takes a strike called. A little ground ball that's through the infield for a base hit, and Williams is, I think, not going to test Lewis's arm. And so that loads the bases. Base hit there for DiMaggio. Bases loaded now for Billy Goodman, who's hitting 394. Not much power, but does have a little bit, 485 the slugging percentage. Fly ball to right center field. Lewis has that one, and that's not deep enough. One away. Here's Al Zarilla. Zarilla, the power hitter. No home runs yet. Takes the ball high, 1-0. That's a little ground ball off the handle of the bat. It's Hiddle who has that one, and the pitcher runs over and tags Zarilla for the out as the run scores. Stevens moves to third, DiMaggio to second. There's 2 away. Here's Johnny Pesky, 1-1 ball game. Pesky fouls one away, and that's hit deep to center field. Fulmer goes back and gets that one because it's pretty deep out there, and that's the third out. We go to the top of the second. Sam Denti up there takes a strike, 0-1. And that's a fastball up and in, and for a ball, 1-1. Ground ball over to Stevens. A short throws to first, one gone. Here's Buddy Lewis. Ball in there to Lewis, 1-0 the count. That breaking ball misses. It's 2-0. That's ball 3 wide, and there's a strike, so it's 3-1 on Lewis. That's fouled back. Full count now on Buddy. It's fouled off again. The full count remains, and there's there's strike 3. So how about that? That was called ball 4 at first. There was an appeal over to, what would that be? Lewis is left-handed, so that would be over third base. And they say that he went. And so that ball 4 turns into strike 3. That was a rare play for you right there. I mean, have we seen that? You see that in any other game? If you do, let me know below. So strike 3, and that brings up Betty Yost. 2 outs, top of the second. Yost hits one over to left field, hooks into the corner, and that's a home run. That's over the Green Monster, and that makes this a 2-1 lead for the Senators on their first hit. Here is Lloyd Hiddle now. Of course, 0 for everything because he hasn't had nothing. Swings and misses at 2 of them, 0-2 the count. That's a foul off the bat. 0-2 remains, and there's a changeup wide, 1-2. And he reaches for an off-speed pitch that goes over to DiMaggio in center for the out. We go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Birdie Tebbets up there as the Red Sox are down again, 2-1. Tebbets takes a strike and then a ball high, 1-1. And that's fouled away, 1-2. Another foul right side, 1-2 still on Birdie. Foul back, 1-2. Inside for a ball, 2-2 on Birdie. Fouled away, still 2-2. It's in the dirt, no swing. Full count now on Tebbets. Foul back again. The count remains full. And ball 4 is called. And so Hiddle thought he had him, and he didn't. And so that brings up Bobby Doerr. Tebbets is one of these players, when you look at this, poor runner, and has a excellent stolen base rating. So he does steal a little bit. He's just not very good at running the bases. You figure, who knows what's going on there. And there's a strike in there to Bobby Doerr, 0-1. And there's a ball inside, 1-1. There's one in the dirt, and Tebbets is going to go for a second, and he's thrown out trying to advance. So not a caught stealing, but trying to advance on what would have otherwise been probably a pass ball. And now there's nobody on for Bobby Doerr. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Hits a ground ball over to Eddie Yost, who throws to first. 2 gone. Here's Chuck Stobbs. Stobbs, of course, no hits in the season. We don't blame him for that. Little ground ball over to Denty. Shortstop throws to first for the out. Top of the third we go. And here's Eddie Robinson for the Senators, who takes the ball. He had the walk earlier today. And he hits a little base hit that goes under Stobbs' glove, and that's up the middle for a single. And that brings up Bud Stewart. Stewart fouls one away, 0-1. And there's a strike to him. It's 0-2 now on Bud. That's low, 1-2 on Bud. Lifted up foul, out of play, 1-2 still. Another foul ball, still 1-2, and that's in tight. And Tebbets dropped that one, but gets back on it quickly. 2-2 pitches in there, and Stewart goes around on that one. They called that strike 3, so it's going to be the third strikeout for Chuck Stobbs. Here comes Clyde Fulmer. Swing and a miss, and there goes Robinson, and Doerr grabs the throw to second, not in time, and so he's got the base stolen. There's a ball now to Fulmer, 1-1 with a runner on at second, and it's a ground ball down to Pesky, who looks Robinson back, throws to first for the out, 2 away. Al Evans now takes a ball, and then another ball. 2-1 Senators, top of the third, runner on at second. There's ball 3 to Al, and then a strike in their fastball. Swing and a miss in the next one. It's a full count. There's a fly ball left field, out of play, foul. Another one foul back, full count, and that's low off the plate for ball 4. Here comes Al Kozar. Strike in there to Kozar, 0-1. Bouncer over to the left side. Stevens has it. He flips over to second base to Bobby Doerr, and that does it. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Here comes Ted Williams. Williams takes the ball inside. Hard ground ball foul. Williams hitting .368. And there's a ground ball over to Kozar at second. Throws to first. 1 away. Here's Vern Stevens. He hits one to left field out of the reach of Yost for a base hit. That'll be a single for Vern. And that brings up Dom DiMaggio, hitting .353 now after that single earlier today. Takes a strike and then hits one up the middle, and it's fielded by Denty. Flips over to Kozar for 1. The relay to Robinson not in time, and that brings up Billy Goodman now, the runner on at first. Goodman takes the ball high. A little pop-up over to right field. Lewis has that for the out. We go to the top of the fourth. Still 2-1 Senators, and Sam Denty up there takes the ball. There's another ball inside. Fouled out of play. 2-1 on Sam. Line drive left side foul. It's 2-2. Blooped over to right field, and Zarilla had a poor break on that one, but gets under it anyway for the first out. Here's Buddy Lewis. Ground ball over to Stevens at short. Throws the first 2 away. Here's Eddie Yost, who takes the ball. And then takes another ball. 2-0 the count on Eddie. Sliders in the dirt. It's 3-0 in Yost, and that's outside. Full. So Yost walks. Here's Lloyd Hiddle, the pitcher, who takes the ball. And that's hit over into the right field corner, and that's a base hit for Hiddle. Yost goes all the way over to third. Zarilla unable to get to that one, and that's a surprise. Here comes Eddie Robinson. Hiddle, in only his second at-bat this season, gets the base hit. Eddie Robinson takes a strike and then a ball, 1-1. Another one high, 2-1 on Robinson. And that's high and inside for ball 3. There's a pitch that misses outside, so Stobbs has walked the bases loaded. Here's Bud Stewart, and he hits a ground ball over to Doerr at second, throws to first. And we will go to the bottom of the fourth inning, still 2-1 Washington, and it will be Al Zarilla up there. He had the run batted in for the Red Sox. It's a pop-up, and Denty, the shortstop, has it 1 away. Johnny Pesky now takes the strike. Pop-up out of play, 0-2 on Johnny. That's wide, 1-2. And that's high, 2-2 on Johnny. Ground ball between second and third. It's Denty who has that one, throws over to first and just gets Pesky by a step. 2 away. Birdie Tebbets takes the ball outside. And there's a pop-up. Third base. Yost not able to get there in time. That's high for a ball. 2-1. hit over left center field, and that's between the outfielders, Fulmer and Stewart, and that'll be a double easily for Tebbets. So Tebbets now 1 for 1 today. That brings up Bobby Dewar, and they're going to walk him intentionally to get to Chuck Staub. So come on, Chuck. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. We'll have him go ahead and swing away. We're not taking him out. And boy, he gets a single to left field. As Tebbets is not a good runner, so we're going to hold him at third. How about that? Did you ever think that Staubs would end up getting a hit there after they intentionally walked the Bobby Dewar to get to him? And he showed them up, didn't he? 4 hits here for the Red Sox, still down by a run. And here comes the splendid Splinter. Takes a strike, swings and misses. My apologies. And that's low. 1-1 on Ted. And there's a ground ball through the right side for a base hit. That scores 1. And I was going to push B. I pushed N instead, so that will only score 1. Bobby Dewar ends up holding a third instead of trying to score. So it's a 2-2 ball game now, and here comes Vern Stevens with the bases loaded once again. Williams is now 1 for 2. Stevens is 1 for 1 today. He has a 2-0 count on him. It's hit hard towards the gap right center field beyond Lewis, and that will score 2. Williams goes to third. Stevens has only a single out of that one, but now it's a 4-2 ball game. This is the thing. You've got to pay attention to every Red Sox hitter because you make a mistake, a guy gets a single, and next thing you know, you're down 4-2. DiMaggio takes the ball, then hits a ground ball over to Denty at short. He throws to first. We go to the top of the 5th. Clyde Fulmer up there, nobody out, of course, top of the 5th. The Red Sox up 4-2. Fulmer with a 1-1 count, hits a ground ball over to Stevens at short, and he bobbles that one, and that's going to be an error on Vern. Fulmer makes it over to first. So runner on at first now for Al Evans, who takes the strike. And there's a ground ball to third. Fulmer, that's a foul ball is what they're going to rule. So Fulmer has to go back to first. 0-2 the count on Al. It's on the outside corner, 1-2 now. And that's fouled out, and the next pitch is in there, and that's a swing and a miss, and that down he goes. That'll bring up Al Kozar, 4th strikeout for Staubs against those 4 walks. Kozar hits a little changeup foul down the left field line. That was a hit and run play, and then takes a ball, 1-1. Swing and a miss at the fastball. It's 1-2 now on Al. It's fouled back, still 1-2. Ground ball wide of third. Dewar has it, throws over to second for 1 to Stevens covering, but no throw to first. 2 away, Sam Denty takes a strike, 0-1. And there's a curveball high, 1-1 on Sam. That pitch just misses. It's 2-1. Swing and a foul back to the screen, 2-2. Ground ball over to Pesky on the left side, throws to first. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Billy Goodman. Goodman hits the ball over to shallow left, and that ball gets out, in and out of Stewart's glove. He can't make an excellent play on that one. Goodman with a base hit number 7 for the Red Sox. Here comes Alzarilla, who's waiting to go nuts on one of these. He takes a ball at the belt and hits one up the middle for a base hit. That'll be his first hit of the day. We're going to keep Goodman there at second, and that brings up Johnny Pesky, and they are changing pitchers. So Hiddle didn't last 5, and that brings up Dick Welteroth. I think it's a little bit odd to change pitchers in this situation. I don't think that would have happened in real life here. But, your guess is as good as mine. Here is Johnny Pesky. And Pesky takes the ball outside, 1-0. Fly ball over to center field. Fulmer goes back and has that one for the out. Goodman tags up and goes over to third uncontested. 1 away now. Bertie Tebbets up. Runners first and third. There's a ball in there to Tebbets, 1-0. Lone outside, 2-0 on Bertie. Upstairs for ball 3. We'll have him take. And there's ball. No, they're calling that a strike. So 3-1 now the count on Tebbets. Tell him to take again. And that's right down the pipe. So full count now on Bertie. Ground ball over to Yost at third, and he goes to Kozar at second for 1, and that throw to first gets away. Tebbets makes it all the way down to second base, and Goodman ends up scoring. So it's 5-2 now with 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th inning. Here's Bobby Dewar. Strike in there to Bobby, 0-1. There's a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Here comes Tebbets around to try to score. Stewart's throw goes home. We will have Dewar try to go to second. There's a play at the plate, and he's thrown out. So Bertie Tebbets, probably asking a lot of your catcher trying to score, is thrown out of the plate, and we go to the top of the 6th. But it's not before the Red Sox add another one. It's 5-2 Boston. Here is Buddy Lewis, who takes a fastball inside for a ball, and then another one in the dirt, 2-0. Foul ball back to the net, 2-1. That's on the outside corner. It's 2-2 on Buddy. Pop-up foul, 2-2 still. Popped up. Tebbets has that one for the out, as that was foul, and it just barely stayed in play. So 1 away, and here comes Eddie Yost. Eddie's 1 for 1 today, but only 183 this season. Still in kind of a slump. He takes the ball, and then a strike. He had that home run today. That was his 4th of the season. There's the foul ball, 1-2. And he fouls away a high fastball, 1-2 still. It's fouled back again, 1-2. Pop up, and it's Pesky who's got that out for the out, 2 away, and here's Dick Welteroth. So that's what happens when you start off with a slump. It's hard to get yourself back up. 1-1 the count on Walter Roth. That's off the plate. It's 2-1. Ground ball over to the second baseman. Doerr throws over to first, and we go to the bottom of the sixth. Chuck Stobbs will be up there, of course, staying in this game. Takes a ball inside under the hands. Lines that one the other way. That'll be a base hit for Stobbs, so he's 2 for 3 today. And here comes Ted Williams. He's showing them, you walk to get me, I go and get you. Williams now takes 2 straight balls, 2-0 the count. There's ball 3. It's 3-0 on Ted. Here it comes, and that's in the zone for a strike. 3-1 pitch. And that's in there for strike 2. Full count now on Williams, and he swings and misses at that one. That's a rare strikeout for Williams. 1 away, and here comes Vern Stevens. That's ball low. Line driving the hole, base hit to left field, and Stobbs, of course, not going to go to third with the play right in front of him. Stevens now 3 for 3 today, having a very good game. That brings up Dom DiMaggio. It's hit hard, high, and foul, just foul. Could have beat the monster, but didn't. And there's a ball to him, 1-1. That's ripped into left field for a base hit, and that scores 1. Stevens goes to third. DiMaggio stays at first, of course. It's 6-2 now, Boston. Billy Goodman comes up there now. Boston Red Sox making a case for themselves to win the pennant. There's a ball inside to Goodman, and that's another one belt high, but just inside, and that's high. 3-0 on Goodman. And there's a strike into him, 3-1, and there's another one at the knees. It's 3-2. We can't take. And that was high for a walk. So Goodman walks, and here now is Al Zarilla. Base is full. Al Zarilla up there takes the pitch high, 1-0. It's fouled away, 1-1 on Al. It's fouled straight back, 1-2. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. So Dick Welteroth gets him with that one. What kind of pitch was that one? It doesn't tell me, so we don't know. Up comes Johnny Pesky, 2 away. There's a ball in there to Pesky, 1-0, and there's a strike, 1-1. And there's a swing and a miss, 1 down and inside, and there's one off the plate, 2-2, and that's low. Full count now on Johnny. Bounce off the mound. Denty has it on to first, and we go to the top of the 7th. The Red Sox do add another one, strand 3. It's 6-2. Up now, Eddie Robinson, who takes a strike. He's 1 for 1, and there's a ball. 383 on the season, hitting extremely well. Takes another strike, 1-2. And there's a little ground ball back to Stobbs. Throws to first, 1 away. Bud Stewart now. That's down the line to first base. Goodman grabs it, runs to the bag himself, 2 away. Clyde Fulmer takes a strike. They're not really making Stobbs work, and there's a pop-up left side. Pesky's got it, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Bertie Tebbetts to lead this off. Dick Wyke, the new pitcher, 25 1/3 innings pitched, 4.26 ERA and 0-1. Of course, for a reliever, that record doesn't matter much. Bertie Tebbetts takes a strike and then hits a fly ball over to Lewis in right field for the first out. Here's Bobby Doerr. He takes a strike and then a ball high, 1-1. There's strike 2 called on him, 1-2 on Bobby, and that's low, 2-2. Inside for a ball, full count now on Bobby. That's just outside, and so he'll take the walk, and that brings up, again, Chuck Stobbs. With a 4-run lead, we let him swing away. The infield in anyway. There's a strike to Chuck, and that's hit over to shallow center, and it's actually Fulmer who gets that one. Denty, Kozar both looking at it, and that little Bermuda triangle, but they make the catch. 2 away. Here's Ted Williams, who's 1 for 3. And as last time up, he took his 15th strikeout of the season. He actually swung and missed at that. Hits a ground ball over to Kozar at second base, and he gets too excited, lets that one off his glove, and that's an error. So both teams with 2 errors here. Doerr moves up to second. Williams is safe at first, and here's Vern Stevens, who's 3 for 3. Takes the ball, 1-0. That's close, slow and away. 2-0 on Vern. Hit deep to left, and that baby's gone. That is gone. In Boston now with a 9-2 lead over the Senators. Here comes Dom DiMaggio. And boy, I tell you, the Red Sox are murdering the Senators. 2-0 the count now on Dom, who's 2 for 4. There's a strike. It's 2-1. Another strike in there, 2-2. That's off the plate. Full count now on Dom, and that's inside. And so he goes on to first base, and here comes Billy Goodman. And so the hit parade continues. Goodman takes a strike. That one misses. 1-1. High and tight, 2-1. Inside, 3-1. They got away from Evans for a while, but it didn't get away far enough to do damage. And Goodman takes the next pitch for a ball, and he goes down to first. Al Zarilla up there now, and he rips one over to the right side. Kozar grabs it, throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the 8th. Great play by Kozar. Here's Al Evans, who takes a ball high. And there's a changeup, 1-1. And that's a blast deep to right field, but it's a ballpark. It's an airport out there. Zarilla runs over and grabs it. 1 away. Al Kozar now hits a foul ball to the left side, and then a ground ball over to Goodman, who goes to the bag himself. 2 away, and here's Sam Denty. It's a little liner over to Durer, who grabs that one for the out. I tell you, Staubs has been getting better as the game has worn on, and we go up to the bottom of the 8th. Johnny Pesky up there now. Takes the ball outside, 1-0. Ball 2 away. He wastes again, ball 3, and there's the automatic strike, 3-1 on Pesky, and he takes ball 4. Goes down to first base, and here's Bertie Tebbetts, who takes the ball again. 4 walks for Dick Wyke so far, and he hasn't been in there that long, 1 inning. There's a strike to Tebbetts finally, and there's a foul ball, 1-2. And there's ball 2 to him, 2-2. That's low. Full count now on Bertie. Ground ball up the middle for base hit, and that puts Pesky over on third. Tebbetts is on at first. You know, if you're trying to nibble around the corners, it works, kind of, but not if you give up a bunch of base hits at the same time. Here's Bobby Durer, who takes the ball, 1-0. And there's one outside, 2-0. There's a strike, and they're finally to him. 2-1 on Bobby. That's fouled away. It's 2-2 on Bobby Durer, and that's high. Full count now on Durer. Ground ball right side through for a single. Pesky will score, and we're going to, of course, hold Tebbetts. That brings up Chuck Staubs. You think I should bunt? The infield's in on the corners. We're up 10-2. We're not going to bunt. He's 2 for 4 today. No need to bunt. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. 1-2 on Staubs. There's ball 2, 2-2. He crushes that one foul. 2-2 still. It's off the plate. Full count. Pop up out of reach for Evans. Full count remains. And there's this called strike 3. So there's one away, and here comes Ted Williams. The bases are still first and second. I'm sorry. And as I'm stuttering to myself, Williams hits one deep to right center field and gone, and that's a home run. He's 2 for 4 today. 4 runs batted in. It's 13-2. And so much for Dick Wyke. Here comes Joe Haynes. So Wyke doesn't last very long. Gives up 7 runs in not like 1 1/3 innings. Here comes Joe Haynes, who has a 5.40 ERA, 3-0 this season. Not quite sure how. Throws a strike in there to Stevens, and then a ball, 1-1. It's lined up the middle for a base hit. So Stevens now 5 for 5. Here's Dom DiMaggio. DiMaggio takes the ball inside, 1-0. Curveball wide, 2-0 on Dom. That's wide. It's 3-0. That's low, and that gets past Evans. So Stevens goes to third. DiMaggio goes to second. How many times do you see this? You get a walk combined with a passed ball or a wild pitch, and so you don't just get a walk, you get a free base. And that's exactly what's happened here, and there are runners now on second and third for the Red Sox with only one out, and here's Billy Goodman, who takes a ball in the dirt, 1-0. That bounces off the plate, 2-0. Man, what kind of pitches does Joe Haynes throw? We're going to have to look this guy up. There's a strike, 2-1 on Goodman. Grounded past the mound. That's a base hit. That scores 1. Here comes Dom DiMaggio. We're going to increase the score the best way we can. Goodman goes for second. There's a throw to second. No, and he's called out. Good heavens. He overslid the bag, and there's another unusual play. The run scores. There's now 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox wind up here with a 15-2 lead. And now there's nobody on base for Al Zarilla. So 18 hits for the Red Sox against 3 for Washington. Zarilla takes the ball. And there's a strike, 1-1. Strike 2, fastball in there, 1-2. And that's a breaking ball outside, 2-2. That's inside, full count now on L. And that's over Christman, the new shortstop's head for a base hit in the center. Here comes Johnny Pesky, 19 hits. Joe Haynes, huh? The Red Sox have batted around, take a ball, and then a strike, 1-1 on Johnny. And it's fouled away, 1-2. Ground ball right side. Kozar throws to first, and that does it, and it's now 15-2. Here comes Buddy Lewis, and Lewis takes the ball low, 1-0. Slider below the knees, 2-0. Strike in the inside corner, 2-1 on Chuck. I'm sorry, on Lewis, 2-1 for Chuck. There's a ball, and then a ground ball over to Goodman, and what happens here? So we're going to have to go back and look at this one again. Goodman grabs this ball, flips over to Staubs, covering on this at first, and he's run over by Lewis, and then he drops the ball as he was hit by Lewis, and they're going to give an error to Staubs, and it says here, deservedly so. Well, I mean, can you really blame the guy for, dropping the ball when he's, clobbered from behind by Lewis? So Staubs gets the error, third error for the Red Sox. I'm happy that he can still pitch. Runner on at first, and that ball's low and away. And there's another one that misses, 2-0. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 2-1. It's belted to deep center field. DiMaggio's got it for the out, one away. And here comes John Simmons batting there for Christman, the poor hitting shortstop. Simmons takes a strike, and then a ball high, 1-1. That's below the knees, 2-1 on John. Off the outside corner is 3-1. Ground ball, Pesky on to second base, Doran on to first for the double play, and that does it. Red Sox win this one. The Senators did have a lead at one point in time, but then did nothing, and the Red Sox get 15 runs on 19 hits, and they win 15-2. Hope you enjoy that game, man. Lots of crazy stuff in this one, and this is one that might not be the most memorable game in terms of competitiveness, but I'll remember this one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.